do every day on X. You know, Bob will say, "You're so in the tank for Trump," and Sally will say, "You're such a never Trumper." And I say, "Bob meet Sally, Sally meet Bob. You guys work it out. I'm just going to cover the news." Just let me know,
because that's why never afraid.
Yeah,
I don't. That's but they have to watch to critique.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the good thing.
One view at a time.
One view. Hey, it only takes if you can reach one angry person, and some people do it just to do it. You know, that's the one thing that because I've taken a step back completely from social media. My social media now is just a billboard.
Really?
I've taken all personal stuff off, and I just with the AI stuff and the want for combative. It's not a debate. It's not someone like, "Hey, I heard what you said and I disagree. Here's why." You know, it's you're this, and this.
It's a bot.
Yes, and the worst thing is that my kids see the engagement, and then I'm telling them, "Hey, don't do that," but I'm doing it. So I was like, you know what? I'm off. Like, other than what you see of me on Fox and stuff, it's just that's it. And just step back and say, listen, you're not going to see Dad on his phone on the weekend.
Yeah,
you know, you got to lead by example. When I step off that plane, that thing's gone. You know,
that's awesome. I need to be able to do that. I'm not there yet, but I'm going to be.
Because and at first it's like, what did I? And I always if I don't watch the news at all when I'm home and I focus on spending time with my kids, when I come back Monday, there's plenty of time to get up to speed.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I can predict it. You know, like you're like, oh gee, who's going to be mad about this one? You know, and I also find that like I'm also more refreshed. I don't have as much fatigue.
That's really good.
Because it's there all the time.
Yeah.
And then you're talking about it with your family, and they're like, we just want to go to a horse show.
Exactly.
You know, we don't want to hear about this and that and this and that. And I had to like, hey, I'm complaining about it on air, but then I'm bringing it home. You know, and my wife was like, no more. Like, no more.
When I covered the Pentagon, Jack McWethy with ABC covered the Pentagon, and I traveled the world with him. And he said to me, "Bret, I have one piece of advice. When you get home and you're hanging your jacket in the closet, hang your job there too, and focus on your family." And I mean, it's easier said than done in 24-hour news, but he did it. And he unfortunately died in a ski accident a couple of years after that. And I always remembered, I was at his funeral, and his family said he was so engaged when he was home. And I went, man, he did. He hung the job up in the closet and spent time with his family full time. And I aspire to do that, you know?
And I think it's so important, because when you're in the business where you're trying to, every day you go out there, you're trying to give the best factual information to the people as possible, which takes tremendous. I don't think people understand how much work goes into telling it, being a newsman, because if it was easy, people would still be doing it.
Right.
It's a lot easier. You don't have to study to give your opinion. You know, you don't grow as much when you're just shooting. Everyone can shoot off at the mouth. Mm-hmm. And that has become I think it's almost an easy out for 24-hour news. I think we should cut it to 12. I really do, because it's just become one of those things where it's just not, the cycle is just, you got to get them to watch. You got to get them to watch. And that's not what the news was meant to be.
Yeah.
It was like, it was there for you to know what's going on in your government, but also
stirring the pot to get clicks and get attention. If you build it, they will come. That's what we've decided.
And to focus back on the books, I know you got a million things to do. I love that you have on the inside. It's like, and I'm trying to and I'm like, wow, man, I remember when cursive writing was cool. You know, like,
I don't even know if my kids can read cursive anymore.
Yeah,
they don't even teach it anymore.
I did a autograph signing with my daughter with our book we did together, and she was so excited to do her signature.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, you can write some other stuff. She's like, it's a signature. You know, like, and because she's homeschooled, her and her mom, they do the handwriting. But like, if I would, to my other kids who go to, if I wrote them a note in handwriting,
I know they would
be like, hey, I don't speak Spanish, Dad. I don't know what this is about. You know, I didn't know you did either.
Yeah.
You know, what is this? You can't text me, you know? And, but I always say, hey, if the lights ever go out, you guys are done. You know, can you make a fire? Can you do that? You know, and they're just looking at me like, I wouldn't have to. What do you mean, like, done? Like Wi-Fi's out? You know, and it's like, oh boy. But I think And the jury, I think you do make a strong case for this country. And like I said, I'm at chapter 4 right now. I will finish this and probably by the weekend. I always like, no matter what the book with you, it just, once you get in, it kind of brings you on a journey. And I like the fact that after each chapter, I've learned something. And as a guy who thinks he's pretty versed in things, it's nice to like now I'm obsessed. I'm like going down the rabbit hole of Lee. I want to know more about this guy. How did I miss him? Okay. You know, and I taught history in 3rd and 5th grade, and you get kind of a very like basic thing that you put out there. But I do think he should be talked about.
Totally.
You know, and especially
who knows? Maybe there's a movie about Henry Lee at some point.
I mean, he's a cool dude. He has mangled fingers from a hunting accident. Yeah. I mean, it's like, and I'm assuming the cosmetic surgery back then wasn't what it was today.
No.
So I'm sure it was gnarly, and he's rubbing it because it's constantly hurt. And at the same time, he's standing up. And everyone, like I said, I wish when you read that book, I took a breath right after you said that, after that line, and it was a long time before the second, because once that was seconded and it got put on the thing for debate, there was no going back.
No, they had jumped off the pier.
You know, literally, and changed the course of all of our histories forever.
Yeah,
I don't know if this movement would have went the way it went had he not.
True.
Because it was about a 50-50 split in terms of we need to just reconcile with England, and just it's not worth it. We can't stand up to a military. They're going to hurt us financially. Like this, there was a lot of people like I have a good thing here. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I want to throw that away on a whim, you know. And for him, who had more to lose than anybody in terms of, well, he comes from a very affluent family. Like this was not a guy who was like bitter guy who didn't want to do work and was looking for a break.
Right.
He put it all on the table, and I think that's one of the most American things that have set the table. So thank you for bringing him to light, and I appreciate it. Again, I already got mine. I was right there, and then you blessed me with a copy afterwards. I'm asking you to sign this, but The Case for America is strong.
Thanks, man.
And you can pick it up where books sold. Amazon, it's already bestseller. It's killing it. I expect no less. But if you're looking, and this is a good read for the kids.
It is.
This is a good read to get. I got a couple of
graduation gift.
Yeah. Well, actually, it'll be a punishment because I'll force them to read it with me. At first, you know, they always roll their eyes when I did it with Animal Farm.
Nice.
Or I handed everybody a copy.
Quiz them at the dinner table.
Yeah. Well, with being on the road, it's like FaceTime now. We get hook the FaceTimes up, and instead of watching a movie together, turn to chapter 3. Because the nice thing about this book is you can pick and choose.
Yeah.
There, you don't have to go front to back. You can Tarantino it and pick spots. But I'm hooked. Like I said, this I appreciate this. It's a great time for it. Right before, give us kind of an appreciation of what we have in this country going into midterm stuff. Maybe we'll start voting for substance, and what's best for you. And again, we're approaching our 250th anniversary, and I think you've captured it. This is an amazing book. And thank you so much for stopping by, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Always a good time.
Thanks, man.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you like what you just saw, don't stop there. You can catch the full conversations right here only on Planet Tyrus. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss what's next. And you don't want to miss what's next. I'm telling you, bad things will happen. Oh, I'm just playing. Nothing bad's going to happen, but I won't be your friend.